Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of The Spotlight. I am one of your hosts, Kaytay, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm here with my co-host. I'm going to start off with the one and only. We call him the Captain, Captain Olaf Barbosa. How you doing, Olaf?
I am doing great. Yeah, it's excited to be here tonight and can't wait to get into the show and see what all kinds of fun stuff we can find out.
All right. And I'm also...
So you got, I was going to say, you got big plans for this weekend there?
No, I have no plans at all, man. You know what? I didn't even think about it until we were just in the pre-chat. What the weekend was, I'm like, man, I guess I'm slowing down in my old age. But but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get into something this weekend. We'll see. And so also joining us is the one and only Arpo. How you doing, Arpo?
Hey, Captain. I'm doing fine. Yes. And I can take too.
Glad that you are here. Of course, last week we weren't on. We were not supposed to be on this week, but this is a special. It's a special episode. We will not be on next Thursday, but we'll be back on the following week. So it's kind of a little bit strange. But let me get right into our guest. Our guest her name is Julia Taylor, and welcome to the show, Julia.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yes. We have so much to talk to you about. We're going to talk about your new series and talk about all the things that you led up to making the series. But we always love to start off with is the beginning. So where are you from originally?
I am from LA, originally born and raised.
Now I'm from Los Angeles myself. I'm a native. Mm-hmm. And generally, a lot of us, who get into business and stuff like that, they're not necessarily natives, right? They're usually from Idaho, Montana, some crazy place.
Yeah, they flock to LA to make stuff happen here, it seems.
Right. I call Hollywood the sewer of the United States because we get a lot of times we get the crap from other places. We'll come here and try to make it.
Yeah. And the tourist trade thanks you.
But you're an actual native, so and it makes a big difference because we get a bad rap here in LA. They always say that we're we're all Hollywood and we're all this and that. But I always say not the natives, right? The true native, we're not like that, right?
No, I don't think so. I think people who come here from other states, they're just wannabes and they want to be like us. No, I'm kidding. I don't think so.
No, you're right. No, own it. That's true. That is true. So, did you go to high school out here as well?
I did. Yep.
Okay. What high school did you go to?
Windward High School.
Oh, you went there?
Yep.
Right.
You know it?
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah. Okay. So when you were in high school, did you know that you wanted to be an entertainer?
Yes, I was very active in the drama department. Even before that, like even when I was a little kid, 6 years old, I was doing musicals, and I was participating in musicals as well in high school. I was in Urinetown in 11th grade, and then I was the MC in Cabaret my senior year, which is usually a male role. So I was pretty proud to land that role as a female.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So that means added to your toolbox is singing and dancing, huh?
Oh, yeah. More singing than dancing. I mean, I can move a bit, but I'm more of an actor and a singer.
Okay. All right. We're not going to ask you to sing tonight.
Oh, okay.
We might ask Olaf to sing. But,
we might ask her to dance, too.
I know, right?
Yeah, that would probably be the most fun.
But we'll dance with you, though.
There's my dance moves right there. That's it. Wow. That's my dance moves. Wow, that's like impressive. See? Yeah, whoa.
Yeah. How long have you been practicing that move?
30 seconds.
Wow. Practice makes perfect.
Natural talent.
What drew you, though, to entertainment and all of that?
I come from a musical family. My dad was in a band back in the day. He's a pianist. So that's kind of been in my family background. And ever since I started being in musicals when I was little, I loved it. I loved reading scripts, and that's actually kind of what taught me even how to read. And I accelerated into like the highest reading group in elementary school and stuff because I just loved being in plays.
Now, going up on stage, being in front of an audience, are you someone who likes to feed into your audience? Does it help with your performance, just how good of the audience is?
Oh yeah, there's totally a give and take between the performer and the audience. I mean, if they are vocal and they give you a little something or they laugh, I mean, the show just becomes so much better. I mean, I know quiet audiences can also be enjoying the show too, but it really helps when they're vocal because the energy in the room just becomes so much more maximized. So I like for our audience to participate too, even though the actors are the ones on the stage and supposed to be the ones giving the show. But it is a give and take, I think.
It's an electricity. I mean, I've done a lot of live theater myself. In fact, you were the MC in Cabaret. I was Mary Sunshine in Chicago.
Were you?
Yes. And I tell you, there's nothing like a live audience to inspire you to have that extra energy to really grab the part and do what you can with it.
Oh, totally. It's exciting.
Now, just by, we're going to get into Kaytay. Is it Kaytay or Kaytay?
It's Kaytay. So
Kaytay.
It's actually, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but it's like Katie, but it's Kaytay. So
Kaytay. Okay.
Kaytay.
Now, just from we're gonna get real heavy into it, but I hear an echo or something. Okay. Hold on a second. Sorry.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, that was. Hold on a second.
Not recording either.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
So just from watching it, I'm gonna guess that you have some improv background.
Actually, I mean, I have a little bit, but it's not my expertise. There was some improv on the show for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I've honestly never taken an improv class.
Really?
Yeah.
But then again, though, being on stage, though, you do got to improv, even though it's written out and structured. If something, yeah.
When things go wrong, then you have to improv. Like within the play, for the most part, though, you try to stick to the script.
Right. So, like, have you ever had a moment on stage where something went horribly wrong, but you had to stay with the character, and the audience don't know, right? So, have you ever, do you have any of those moments ever?
I think those moments have happened, but a specific, like, anecdotal story isn't coming to mind right now. But I'm sure in all the plays that have happened, there have been lines that slip, and you just kind of have to go on and pretend it didn't happen because usually the audience doesn't know. So you just try to not highlight that something didn't go exactly according to plan.
Right. Now
you don't want to do that, like, oh man, and then step back in. Yeah.
Right. I think what my director said, like, he had some saying, like, if there's a brick or something, you don't kick it, meaning like you don't bring attention to the mistake. There was some saying like that.
Okay, so let's get to the series. Kaytay, all the way. Which my name is Kaytay, so there's a kinship there. But let's talk about the genesis of this series and give everybody like kind of an overall synopsis of what the show is.
Sure. Kaytay All the Way is a web series following Kaytay Cartier on her misadventures to rising fame, and she's supposedly an up-and-coming celebutante, much like Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian. So it's just kind of taking that framework of the celebutante and just taking it to a whole absurd kind of Saturday Night Live-esque kind of level.
Now, her name's got the double K's. Was that in honor of Kim Kardashian?
It was a little bit, although I do have to say that the name, it really just started with my best friend Katie. I just took that name, and then I liked how Cartier with a K sounded after it. So it was a little bit of a coincidence, but also it just played out nicely that Kim K.
Now,
I went with it.
Now, let us understand this character, because I don't want to put words in your mouth, but how would you describe her? If you were introducing her to a friend, how would you introduce this character to the person?
If I, Julia, was introducing Kaytay, I'd be like, Kaytay is just like really a lot to take in. She's over the top. She's fun. She's kind of out there and just says what she thinks. She's very unapologetically herself, and she takes things like to the extreme. She's kind of unreal. She's like an unreal person.
In her mind, though, she's a good-hearted person, I would think, right? In her mind,
she is. And even if she says things that, once in a while you might think, oh, that's kind of mean or whatever, I don't think that Kaytay is intentionally mean. I think sometimes she's just a little unaware.
So now,
and she's like the whole package. She's just like, I'm hot, I'm confident, I'm smart, I can do anything and do it better than anybody else. And that's why she ultimately decides to even run her own presidential campaign, because, hey, why not?
So now Kaytay is there a little bit of you in Kaytay? In other words, that's taken from you that a little bit.
Sure, yeah, definitely. I actually came up with Kaytay because there was a few different ideas bouncing around in my mind. Me and my best friend Katie in elementary and high school, we kind of talk like this, like they're really stupid and dumb like that. So I took that way of speaking, and then I applied it to the name Katie, which translates in that language to Kaytay.
Kaytay.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of took that element of me and my friends having fun together, and that's where the name came from. And I too, like my friends know that I can be very ridiculous and absurd too, just in conversation. So there is some realness to it for sure.
Have you ever just gone out in the world as Kaytay just to see what people's response would be?
Actually, for the Indiegogo video to fundraise, I did. I went out in Dolores Park, which is a very popular park in San Francisco, and we were filming, and I was her in real life, and I had a guitar case open on the street, and I was just acting like fun and dumb, and one guy came up to me, he's like, is this performance art? Like, what's going on here? And so I just kind of stayed in character, and I was really ridiculous with him. And I think he really just didn't know what to think. And some people, I could tell they knew that I was being a character, but some people were like, oh, is this girl real? Like, is she being real right now? So yes, I have toyed around with being her in real life. And I think I am going to pull some more stunts like that. In the media.
So if Kaytay is pulled over by a police officer to get a speeding ticket, would she be able to finesse her way out of one?
I think so, or he'd be so like confused and just not want to deal with me that he would just be like, whatever, just be on your way.
That's funny. Now, in her mind, she's a lot more famous than she really is. In her mind, she's like, I'm the biggest thing, right?
In her mind, she's gonna surpass Paris and Kim K. She's like, move over, here I am. Yes. In her mind, she is that delusional that she's like, I'm taking it all the way and then some. But who knows? Maybe it's not so delusional. We'll see how it all pans out.
That's true. Now, remember, though, Kim Kardashian got on the scene mainly because of a sex tape. So
that is correct. And so did Paris.
Right. Paris Hilton as well. So
yeah. So Kaytay takes that same trajectory And she too follows after Paris and Kim K, and she does make a sex tape. So you'll have to watch the series to see Kaytay's sex tape.
Oh, okay.
That's elite.
This
For
is
sex
elite.
tape.
Hey, you know what? If she's lucky, she could be in the Kanye West mannequin bed.
She's lucky.
Oh, geez. Okay, so what do you see with this show going forward? What's the ultimate goal?
Well, I mean, I would love for Kaytay. I kind of consider this season 1 too to be the beta version in a sense. But I think it would be so awesome if Kaytay all the way could truly have her own TV show. So Comedy Central, HBO, Kaytay all the way. She wants to go all the way to Hollywood.
Yes.
So that's what I'd love to see happen with Kaytay all the way. And even so, I'm talking with people on my team about a season 2 and things that we can do. So I'm excited about that as well, and perhaps producing that independently.
Now you're in charge of a lot of the aspects of it. You write it, you star, and all that produced. So I mean, what's that like? Do you direct as well?
I have directed before, though these days I'm focusing more on acting and writing and creating.
Right.
I can direct, but I prefer to do the other roles more so.
Yeah. And I mean, what is it like though to write for yourself this character that's so crazy? And I mean, like, do you ever write stuff and you go like, dang, I'm gonna really do this?
Oh yeah, all the time. But I know when I come across something really good, or at least I think it's good, because I just feel like in my gut, I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. Like, damn, that's good. And I can see a picture of it playing out on the stage or on film. So that's when I get really excited, and I just kind of have conversations going on in my head about how these characters can talk to each other. And so it's fun. I just get to be a little bit crazy in my own mind and get into the voices of these different characters.
Now, there's one thing I don't know if you've thought about or even care about, is the fact that the way the show is, some people may take it as it's actual a reality show. So when people may see you on the street, they may think that is Julia. So
that they would think,
yeah, that you're Kaytay. So they might expect you to be her when they see you.
You think that people would actually think that Kaytay is real, given how absurd the show is?
Yeah,
there are people out there. There are people out there that would think that Kaytay is actually your real personality. Yeah. Oh yeah. They're out there. I'll guarantee you, they're out there.
It's so hard for me to be objective and view it like that, because to me it's just so ridiculous and out of this world. But sure, if somebody saw me in real life, I think I would just go along with it, and I'd be Kaytay for them. And I just feed into.
Well, it's like you get into the valley or something, you go where the valley girls are at, they'd be like, oh, there she is. You just fit right in. So
it's that biatch Kaytay. I just hate her.
Well,
and Kaytay expects to have lots of haters because she knows people are probably really jealous of her.
There's people who think Game of Thrones is a historical show, literally.
Really?
Yes, I've seen people. They're like, yeah, that's from history, right? I'm like, no, that's not from a period. It's fiction. It's fantasy.
I mean, after this season, it's not even really Game of Thrones anymore, because they've run out of George R. Martin material. They're just going to start making stuff up now.
Right. So yeah, people are going to think that that's you. So just be prepared.
I'll just go along with it.
Yeah,
I will just do it, and I'll just say, hey.
Well, when you show up somewhere and they're like, oh, it's Kaytay, and you say, oh, hi, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. They'd be like, what happened to you?
Yeah. Or
what's the matter?
No, people say I look like Kaytay. I get that all the time, but No, I'm
but
not
if you don't have,
to be Kaytay Cartier.
it's like, so, but if you don't speak like her, if they figure out who you are, and if you don't speak like Kaytay,
Right.
if you're not talking like her, they'll be like, what happened? Did you have an accident? What happened to you? Oh my gosh.
Now,
yeah,
we can't let Julia get away without allowing us to speak to Kaytay and ask her some questions to get to, to understand her a little bit. Do you think we can summons Kaytay for a minute just to ask her some quick questions?
Oh man. Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay, let's do it.
all right. So Kaytay, how you doing?
Hey Kaytay, how's it going?
I'm doing good. I have some questions. They may be a little personal. Is that okay?
Oh my gosh, personal is my fave. Please go for it.
All right. So a lot of people, a lot of men out there, they have a crush on you, and they want to. What kind of men do you like?
So sweet. I like tall, handsome, just a typical kind of thing. Smart, obviously. That's my bag. That's my jam. And if he's talented and creative, perfect. That's A-okay with me.
Okay. Is there any financial requirements? Do you have to have a certain financial standing to be able to?
I am not that superficial, Kaytay. No, he doesn't have to be like some rich dude. I am willing to go out with poor people. That is fine with me.
Okay, now if you were in Beverly Hills at the best restaurant there, and there's one table left, and it's between Kim Kardashian and Kaytay, who gets the table?
Kaytay, actually we would have dinner together because Kim K and I were going to be BFF, so we'd share it. That's how that scenario would go down.
Oh, okay. Now, Kaytay, I hear you're running for president. How's that going?
Very well. I think people want to see a female option for the presidency. So now they have it. And my campaign is be nice, be hot. Super simple. I think we need to keep things simple too. Who's your running mate? My running mate is Jenica, my BFF. You will see her on my show, Kaytay all the way.
Okay. All right. And if you could sponsor any product, what product do you think is worthy to have your name attached to it?
That's an interesting question. Probably Cartier. Makes sense.
It makes absolute sense. That's for sure. That's for sure. One last thing. I see you as a movie star.
Do you really? I see that too.
So what genre do you think is best for your talents?
Probably something really dramatic, because I'm a really dramatic kind of girl. Like really serious drama.
Drama. Okay, drama. Yeah. Would you do any action?
Oh, I would love to be in an action film. The more action, the better. I love me some action, as you will see on my show.
And would you do your own stunts?
Would I do my own stunts? Of course. Nobody can do my stunts. I do all my own stunts. I do everything myself.
Well, thank you so much for answering our questions. And,
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks. That was cool. Thank you. All right. So when can people see the show, and what can we expect from the first season? That was great, by the way.
Sure. You can see the first episode on YouTube and Facebook, Kaytay all the way, Thursday, July 7th at noon. That is when the first episode will be uploaded. Nice. And so every Thursday at noon, and we have 8 webisodes coming out. So it's a summer series.
So would that be like noon Pacific time, I guess?
Yes.
Or yeah, okay.
Yes.
Also, too, are there other projects that we can expect from you as well?
At this point, I'm really focused on Kaytay all the way, but I am also a musical theater playwright. I wrote a musical back at UC Berkeley. So I have some ideas for some musicals that I want to write, but that will probably be coming up later. So I'm really Kaytay oriented right now.
Love it, love it. Okay, so we come to the part of the show that we affectionately like to call rapid fire. And the way that rapid fire works is that me, Olaf, and Arpo will pepper you with questions. Are you ready, Julia?
Okay, let's do it.
All right. A couple of years ago at Coachella, there was a hologram concert for the rapper Tupac. What dead artist or band would you like to see a hologram concert of?
It's not so rapid, is it? Let's see. So I can choose anybody.
Anybody you like, as long as they're dead.
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, that'd be great. Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Olaf?
If you could go anywhere, where would you go?
I would probably go to Thailand.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. My nephew just went there.
I love me some beaches.
There you go. Arpo?
What is your favorite guilty pleasure TV show? The one that you don't necessarily want your friends to know that you watch.
The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, although I do watch it with my friends, so it's not like a secret or anything. but yeah, I watch that one religiously.
Only if Kaytay could be one of the Bachelorettes.
Oh my gosh. You would have to be The Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette.
Probably all the dudes would like run away, or they would love her. Who knows?
They love her. All right. So, what is your favorite guilty pleasure junk food?
My favorite, chocolate covered pretzels.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Bravo.
yes, good. It's like bravo. Good choice. If you were to do something else other than what you're doing now, what do you think you would do as far as
Probably something with like athletics or yoga or fitness or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like to ask Kaytay, since she's talking with three bearded men here, what is her feeling on beards?
She loves beards. She loves it all. Actually, my two Santas here can see Kaytay in a picture of her by the fireplace on her Kaytay page. There's a little Christmas post if you want to check that out.
Ooh,
like, oh, I have to go take a look.
I have to get some Photoshop going.
That's right.
All right. So this is the final question. We always ask this to all of our guests. So being that you're based out of Los Angeles, we will base this question in Los Angeles.
Yes.
You got to help a brother out. A young man is going on a date with a young lady out here in Los Angeles, and he needs your advice. So you got to tell him the best date to take a young lady out in Los Angeles. It's all up to you. Success is on you.
Oh my gosh, I would go to the Griffith Observatory and go see the view there. Especially at night, the view is just amazing. So go get a nice meal somewhere, and then after that, go look at the stars and make a move.
That's right. Yeah. I love the Griffith Park Observatory. That's one of my spots. So yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong there. All right. I love it. So once again, how can people get you in social media and remind them one more time how they can see the show and win?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's all Kaytay all the way. Hashtag Kaytay all the way. That's where you can get at me and follow the show.
Sweet. And once again, remind them when the show again.
Yes, it is Thursday, starting July 7th at noon Pacific time. All
right. Thank you so much, and we got to have you back on again to talk about the show once they've all been they all aired, and we can talk about it. We won't be spoiling anything.
Good. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks.
All right. So at this point of the show, we're going to hand the mic over to Arpo with some real discoveries.
Ooh. Boy, I've got some real discovery for you this week. I tell you, you're going to be so excited. The one, the only, and he truly deserves the name, Dick Tracy. God, doesn't it just sound like it's supposed to be a porn movie? I mean, well, this probably would have done better as a porn film. I'll tell you what, Morgan Conway is not Dick Tracy. Although Mike Mazurki playing the villain was I like Mike Mazurki. He's one of my favorite character actors. I always enjoy seeing him on the screen. But for the most part, this is one of the most miscast movies. I mean, Ralph Byrd played Dick Tracy in the original 1937, I believe it was, movie Serial. And after a couple of outings with Morgan Conway, I think they begged him to come back. Morgan Conway is kind of a cross between Jack Webb and Humphrey Bogart. Is about the best. I mean, he's sort of got that bogey voice, but he's completely deadpan. There's very little emotion, very little to get attached to. Now, not that there's that much plot to get attached to. There's a murder spree happening in the city. And the odd thing about it is that none of the victims seem to have any relationship to each other. They're from all walks of life. They're rich, they're poor, they're men, they're women. There's absolutely no pattern whatsoever, which makes it rather difficult to pin down a murderer when you can't figure out his pattern. Well, eventually they find out the pattern is that all the people on the killing list were on the same jury together. And then it's just a small leap of faith to find out that it is Split Face, Split, not Spit, who's doing it. Here, this is the Dick Tracy poster, and I just want to go in. So there's Dick Tracy. There you go. There's Split Face. He has this diagonal scar that starts up on his right temple and goes down to his left jawbone. It's woo! It's a nice makeup job, I will say that. Like I say, kudos to Mike Mazurki for doing a lot with very little. I mean, he has very little screen time in this. But the scenes that he is on the screen are some of the best. Also, an Undertaker, and I meant to look up earlier what his name was, the actor, because he was just like so good. Milton Parsons, I knew he looked familiar. Milton Parsons plays Deathridge the Undertaker. There's a name that just cries out for a career. He is very, very spooky, I gotta say. Woo! Very creepy guy. Dick is helped in his crime solving by his girlfriend, Tess Trueheart, played by Anne Jeffries. I didn't like the way they portrayed Tess Trueheart in this. She's always struck me in the comics as being a kind of hard as nails type of gal. And this one, they made her more like a damsel in distress figure. That's not Tess. That's not Tess for me. And then you got Dick's partner, Pat Patton, which is great because, you know, it leads to phone conversations like, hello? Pat, Dick. Well, okay, if you insist. Like I said, it's this could very easily have been porn. This movie does have two outstanding things that definitely add to its enjoyment. First it's only an hour long. And second, there's no Madonna. So if you're looking for a fun little, let's just watch something silly and bizarre and strange and stupid. Dick Tracy, at least you're not going to become physically ill. So, unlike next week's movie, and what I'm going to do here is instead of having you guys pick out something, we are, we are going to, hold on, see if I can do this here. I came across something quite by accident. And drop-ins won't show when recordings or audio archives yet, but how do I get something in from Facebook to or YouTube to work? Wait a minute, maybe it's working now. Yes, this is next week's movie.
Wow. That looks terrible.
This just gives you a nice little sample of what I put myself through week after week.
Wow, that movie gets 2 fingers up.
Yeah, one from each hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah. I wouldn't make my enemy watch that.
That's not even. I mean, that's too harsh to make somebody make your kids watch it when they misbehave. That's too bad.
Yes.
I
just think that was only about a minute and a half of it. I'm going to be watching the entire full length. What am I putting myself into?
Better you than me.
I had heard of this movie. I had heard of this movie as being one of the worst movies released in the past 50 years. And I said, oh, well, gee, that sounds like it's right up my alley. But holy crap. I mean, at least Birdemic is funny.
If you had say like you died in the middle of watching that, and then the paramedics came in and they saw you, that you had that on, they probably would announce that as the cause of death. Was this movie?
They would probably be standing in the doorway looking at the images on the screen going, I ain't going in there. No, me neither. I ain't going in there.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm not going in there.
Better you than me. Better you than me. All right. So just before we get on out of here, yesterday I went to the movies and I had a chance to see this movie called The Shallows. I don't know if you guys are aware of this film.
Yeah.
I am aware of it. It's like, oh God, not another shark attack movie. God, no, please stop.
And for those who are not aware of it, I guess since we're showing clips, I will drop in a clip of it. Dang, it was like, all right, here we go. Our choices was between Now You See Me 2, Independence Day, and The Shallows, and we chose The Shallows.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're wishing you'd chosen Now You See Me Too, or?
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
It's like they made, what was the name? They made the movie about the true story about the girl that got her arm bit off by a shark,
right,
and then came back to become a surfing champion. And this movie just looks to me like, oh, we can make a movie like that, but we can make it better.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the shark. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, the shark is doing like incredible shit. Like the shark is eating through metal, and like the shark is basically stalking this girl. Like basically, and
then was I seeing things, or was the blood purple?
Yeah, because I think it was like jellyfish or something. It was weird. It was weird. It wasn't a very good movie. And then one of the best moments, or that you would be excited for, they really cheat. It was very cheap the way they did it. I mean, I'm trying not to ruin it for anybody who sees it, but definitely it wasn't a terrible movie, but it definitely wasn't worth seeing in the theater. Probably should have seen Now You See Me Too if we just had to see a movie. So
I'll have to.
The Shallows or Sharknado? Which one would you watch again?
The Shallows.
You would? It was still better than Sharknado.
Yeah,
I loved Sharknado because it was just so utterly stupid. Right. I just sat there chortling through the whole thing.
But this shark was. I don't know a lot about sharks or anything, but he was damn near on the beach. Like I mean, they wasn't kidding when they said it's the Shallows. Like he was like literally damn near on the beach getting people. Like I'm like, what the hell? I mean, I'm pretty sure a big ass shark like that don't come that far up.
Well, no, he wouldn't be able to breathe.
Right. These
are obviously people who did not study basic aquatic ichthyology, whatever. The shark would not be able to breathe in water that shallow.
Yeah, when they say it's the Shallows, he's damn near on the beach, getting people. And it was almost like he was setting a trap because like her surfboard was kind of hanging out there. So like this drunk guy tried to steal it. And and it's like he just sat there and wait by the surfboard to catch people. I'm like, wait a minute. So now this dude's coming up with plans. The shark is, I mean, the end is really, really silly. So I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But
it kind of reminds me of back in the 70s when Steven Spielberg was making Jaws, and they had spent all this money on pre-production and hired all the actors and written the script, and there were already millions of dollars into this thing. And then they go to the aquarium people. They say, okay, now here's the things we're going to need the shark to do. And they're like, beg pardon? You want to? No, you don't train a shark. Sharks can't be trained. A shark's brain will not accept training. A shark's brain knows two things: swim and eat. That's it.
Yeah, you can't.
Which is why they created Bruce.
Mechanical shark. Yeah. Just from the previews of the Shallows, it kind of reminds me a little bit of it's like, what was it, Lake Placid, where the
alligator
with Betty White feeding feeding the alligator. Kind of like that guy said, well, this is paradise. It's like, do you bring people there to like feed this shark? I kind of got a Lake Placid type vibe from the preview.
Well, this in this movie, this beach, she's on a trip in Mexico, and she's trying to find this hidden beach, and everybody she asked about what's the name of the beach, they would not say what the name of the beach is. And, like, she done asked like 5 or 6 people, and I'm like, that's a dead giveaway. You should take your ass there by yourself, and she had no way of getting back. It was she wasn't very bright.
And then the guy says, "Well, what's the name of the beach? This is called Paradise." Yeah. It's like I'm like one. You take people out there just to feed the shark.
Yeah.
Well, because people won't come if they tell the name of the beach is Shark's Buffet.
Yeah. So I'm not saying don't go see it. I'm not saying to go see it either. So
you're just saying that you weren't really a fan of it then.
No, I didn't. And it was one of those movies where about midway through the movie, you're like, of course I shouldn't have came to see this. Like, what was I thinking? It's like, duh.
If you wanted to see a movie about the wonders of the underwater world, you should have gone to see Finding Dory.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
we wasn't that desperate to see a movie. We wasn't that desperate to see a movie. We wanted to see something. You ever go to the movie theater and you just want to see something?
Right.
And then you pick the least, you're like, well, okay.
Least offensive.
And that was it. It's funny though. I did want to see Now You See Me too. But then we were like, you know what? Let's see The Shallows. What the hell? And then we were like, we should have seen Now You See Me.
I had the opportunity to watch some movies over the weekend. So I actually watched the Independence Day and Central Intelligence. Oh my God. It's like Central Intelligence. That is just hilarious. With Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, those two play off each other so well. It's just funny as hell. And then I also did see Finding Dory and most of Alice Through the Looking Glass. It's like I saw over the weekend. I saw all 4 of them. Sunday night I saw the Independence Day and the Central Intelligence, and then I went back Monday night and watched Finding Dory and the other one. It was pretty good. I mean, I liked him. He was. I didn't see all of Alice in the one. In the Looking Glass. That's like I didn't see all of that one. I didn't really see the beginning too well. I was talking with the owner of the. I was talking with the owner of the drive-in.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't really paying attention to that one.
I know you were at a drive-in, so when you said I really wasn't paying attention, I was like, "Why not, Olaf? Was the windows foggy?"
Well, no. It's like I will never tell.
Yeah, he's like a gentleman will never tell. But since Olaf,
I didn't see all of Alice in Wonderland either. But in my case, it was I got up to the last half hour and just said, I can't watch this crap anymore.
It's like it's like Through the Looking Glass. It was what I saw of it. Like probably the last 3/4 of it. I guess it was pretty good. Finding Dory, it started out a little odd, but I like the animation. The animation was good, so I liked Finding Dory. Central Intelligence was just funny as hell, and Independence Day, it was good. Some parts of it were like going, why is that there? There's some scenes that didn't really make sense to me why they were in there, but again, for me, a lot of times I have a different view on movies. Sometimes the FX, even though the movie may stink, if it's got good FX, I liked it because they did a really good job with the FX. So,
right,
yeah.
Well,
I mean, like the original, who didn't want to see the White House blow up?
Yeah. Well, All right. So, Olaf, how can people get you in social media and such?
Well, you can stalk me on both Facebook and Twitter at Olaf Barbosa. Just don't stalk me too close because I do get nervous and I do have an itchy trigger finger.
Arpo.
All right, you can find me, of course, on my Facebook page, Richard Pochard, and you can also find me under R. Pochard at the TM Underground forums. And yeah, here most Thursdays here. Hi.
All right. We want you can give me a Kente F, and of course go to indyradio.org, indyradio.org. We won't be here next Thursday, but we will be back the following Thursday. You guys have a great 4th of July weekend, and peace and God bless.
Thanks for listening.